President Joe Biden and Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz made coordinated announcements Wednesday. They'll send advanced battle tanks to Ukraine. It follows a months-long pressure campaign directed at both leaders. Eileen Alfandary has more.
The decision reverses months of persistent arguments by U.S. officials that the tanks would be too difficult for Ukrainian troops to operate and maintain. But U.S. agreement to send the Abrams was the price for Germany agreeing to send 14 Leopard 2A6 tanks from its own stocks. Norway, Spain, the Netherlands, and Poland also announced they intend to send the German Leopard tanks. France and Britain will send their own tanks. Speaking in a video address on his 45th birthday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky hailed the creation of what he described as a tank coalition. And Zelensky made it clear that Ukraine will push for more advanced weapons, including long-range missiles and aircraft. He's believed to be angling for F-16 fighter jets.
We have to open the supply of long-range missiles to Ukraine, and it is important that we expand our cooperation in artillery, and we have to start supplying aircraft to Ukraine. This is our dream and our task.
With an expected springtime Russian offensive looming, Ukrainian commanders said the German tanks will enable Ukraine's forces to launch new offensives and curb casualties. Russia's ambassador to Germany called the decision extremely dangerous. I'm Eileen Alfandary.
Palestinian officials say Israeli forces have killed at least 9 Palestinians, including a 60-year-old woman, and wounded several others during a raid in the occupied West Bank Jenin refugee camp, marking one of the deadliest days in years in the territory. A gun battle broke out when the Israeli military conducted a rare daytime operation in the camp that it said was meant to prevent an imminent attack against Israelis. The Palestinian Islamic Jihad militant group has a foothold in the camp. It's been a focus of nearly a year of Israeli arrests and raids. Al Jazeera is reporting Palestine's health ministries accusing Israeli forces of using tear gas in a children's hospital ward during the raid and interfering with critical medical care. In the U.S., Democratic lawmakers in the White House are fighting back after Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced he's blocking 3 Democrats from key House committees. Christopher Martinez reports.
The hypocrisy just grabs you by the throat.
Representative Adam Schiff is a Democrat from California who served on the House Intelligence Committee until McCarthy.
The cardinal sin appears to be that I led the impeachment of his master in Mar-a-Lago.
McCarthy is also blocking a second Democratic reappointment to the Intel Committee, Eric Swalwell, also of California.
This is about an institution where the Speaker of the House is using his power to go after his political opponents and to pick them off the field.
Speaker McCarthy, in a Tuesday letter, questioned Schiff and Swalwell's integrity, honesty, and credibility, saying they misused the committee without giving specifics. McCarthy is also threatening the appointment of a third Democrat to another committee. Democrat Ilhan Omar of Minnesota had served on the House Foreign Affairs Committee.
It is about revenge. All 3 of us have been a thorn in the back of the previous disgraced president.
Removing Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee would take a vote of the full House of Representatives. That could come next week. For Schiff and Swalwell, Republican leadership can remove members of the Select Committee on Intelligence because it's a select committee with different rules. I'm Christopher Martinez.
Vice President Kamala Harris visited Monterey Park Wednesday in the wake of a mass shooting that left 11 people dead and 9 wounded. She reiterated calls for gun control. Authorities are still searching for a motive behind the mass shooting, but more details have emerged about the suspected gunman, 72-year-old Hu Can Tran. Darna Warder reports.
Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna says the 72-year-old suspect had no known connection to the victims.
According to witness accounts of witnesses that we've interviewed thus far, we do not believe the suspect has frequented the dance studio in the last 5 years.
At a Wednesday news conference carried by KABC, Luna said investigators did locate a motorcycle a block from the crime scene that was registered to Hu Can Tran.
Investigators believe it was placed there by the suspect as an alternative getaway vehicle.
The sheriff says investigators are not sure how long Tran had been planning the attack. I'm Donna Warder.
A farm worker accused of fatally shooting 7 people in back-to-back shootings in Half Moon Bay, California, was charged with 7 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted degree murder yesterday, with special allegations that could result in the death penalty or life in prison without parole. Governor Gavin Newsom has issued a moratorium on executions in the state. Among those allegations are that Zhao used a gun, caused great bodily injury, and killed multiple people. Memphis police chief is bracing the public for the anticipated release of police body camera footage of the officer killing of Tyree Nichols, whose family attorneys say was beaten like a piñata. Police Chief Sarah Lynn Davis urged the public not to resort to violence.
This incident was heinous, reckless, and inhumane. And in the vein of transparency, when the video is released in the coming days, you will see this for yourselves. I expect you to feel outrage in the disregard of basic human rights, as our police officers have taken an oath to do the opposite of what transpired on the video. I expect our citizens to exercise their First Amendment right to protest, to demand action and results. But we need to ensure our community is safe in this process.
The 5 officers involved were fired. 29-year-old Tyree Nichols died after the officers beat him. He was pulled over for a traffic stop and fled. His father has said he ran because he was scared for his life. I'm Christina Onnested reporting for Pacifica Radio.